All right. Welcome everyone to the Fitzherbert Rowe Lawyers New Zealand International PSA for 2017. Our first women's semi-final of the day. She was unseeded for this event. In her first round, she won against the 8th seed Naziha Harness of Malaysia, 3-love. In a quarter-final, she took out the top seed Amanda Landers-Murphy of New Zealand in 5. She has a world ranking of 105. She's from Scotland, Lisa Aitken. Fourth seed of the event, she won her first round against the qualifier Ali Jones of England in 3. In the quarterfinals, she took out the 5th seed Aitken Asman of Malaysia in 3. She has a world ranking of 88. From Malaysia, Andrea Lee. Our referees for this match today: central referee Jackie Hamilton, left referee Becky Clark, right referee Janet Udy. Good luck, girls.
WSA Aitken SCO, Andrea Lee to receive best of 5 games. Love all.
Welcome everyone to the Fitzherbert Rowe Lawyers New Zealand International Classic for 2017. We're here in the first women's semi-final between Lisa Aitken of Scotland and Andrea Lee of Malaysia. My name is Sam Crawford and I'm joined by Sam Foyle and Jess Turnbull, two of our women's PSA players that have been over to the internet. How you going, girls?
Yeah, good. Good, thank you. Feeling great.
Awesome. So, we've got Lisa here. Lisa's come through to the semi-finals today after a win in the first round against the 8th seed Naziha Harness of Malaysia. And she yesterday took out the top seed Amanda Landers-Murphy from New Zealand to make her way into the semi-finals today. Andrea, she took out the qualifier Ali Jones in the first round, 3-love, and yesterday in the quarterfinals she took out Eka Azman of Malaysia, 3-love as well. So Sam and Jess, have either of you played these two players in this event or in the recent past?
Actually, I've never played either. Seen Lisa play quite a bit, but haven't played either of them in tournaments.
Jess?
I played Andrea a long time ago, back in juniors, so it's been a while, but never played Lisa. I've watched her play a lot. Should be interesting. Andrea's won a few titles, so yeah.
Awesome. So what do you think we can expect to see from both players today?
Probably a lot of intensity from Lisa. She likes to get up early on that ball and volley a lot. Andrea kind of stays back and is patient. Takes the time, so it'll be an interesting match.
Yeah, I mean, I think we saw that yesterday with Lisa. You know, she played a very attacking game against Amanda. Both players were just going for the shots here, particularly being on 17-inch and cold court. I mean, both of you have been playing on the tour for a little while now. How often have you played on the 17-inch tin? Is it something you practice on quite regularly, or is it something that's quite a new experience? Jess, you're nodding your head here.
Yeah, no, so my home courts back home have a 17-inch tin.
Yeah.
Just normally, so I train on that all the time. Love it. Hate going back to a 19-inch tin, so it's hit the tin all the time.
And Sam, what about yourself?
I've really only played in the tournaments probably in the last year or so since it's been reintroduced, and then when I hit with Jess at their centre is when I get to play on it at home. So that's really the only times I play on it.
So, I mean, obviously, both of you are from Australia. No let there for Lisa. So obviously both of you from Australia, courts are a little bit warmer, temperature's a little bit warmer over there. How have you guys found coming down to Palmy and playing in these slightly colder conditions here? Jess, you're cracking up at it.
Slightly colder.
I mean, we've hit single digits this week, so you know that's a win for us.
Yeah, our winters are about 20 degrees, so we're good. It's a bit different, but I've played here before, so getting used to the course didn't take much, but yeah, you get caught in the back corners a bit. Us Aussies are a bit like, yeah, it's coming off the back wall, and it just doesn't. So you get caught up back there a little bit, but yeah, get used to it.
Sam?
I think it changes the dynamics of the game a lot, and length comes into it so much more in this kind of temperature. And I found playing on this court yesterday it was quite cold, especially coming from Brisbane a few weeks ago where it was nowhere near this cold. So it was a bit of a transition, and it does change the game quite a bit.
So probably just for those at home that might not understand the difference between a colder court and a warmer court, what do you think we could expect to see on the slightly colder court out there?
The ball dies quite a lot more, so anything at the front, both drop shots will die a lot faster, and then length will just stay right in the back. It's hard to dig out again.
So I mean, yesterday when Lisa was playing that quite attacking game, that's probably something that's going to suit her, we think, moving into the game today?
Yeah, I think it will suit her.
I think so. I mean, Andrew's from Malaysia, so it's also really hot over there. So she'll be used to that bouncy court. This will be a big change for her as well. Whereas, I mean, Lisa trains here. She's from Scotland, so cold's probably her forte. So
yeah. Well, we see Andrea's up 9-5 already, so she's taken quite a quick lead in this first game. Rallies, not really building the rallies either player, it seems. Yeah, stroke there. Pretty simple, you know, straightforward stroke. Yeah, neither player really seems to be building the rallies at this stage. It seems they're just going for those shots and those good length at the moment. anything else we're noticing from both the players at the moment?
I think they're just going for a little bit much. They're not, as you said, they're not really building the rallies, but it's because they don't want to get caught in the back corner. So I think they're trying to win the point as quickly as possible to minimise that error rate. So I can understand that.
Yeah, I think that's going to be key here with those short rallies, right? You need to be minimising that error rate and just trying to get as many of those shots up and away from it. And we see Lisa just getting that good pick up there and working through well.
I think we'll see quite a bit of that where Lisa's applying a lot of the pressure and Andrea will be doing a lot of retrieving, a lot of picking up.
Yeah, and interesting to see in that rally that bit of confusion going on court there.
9-all.
Ball being down, I'm not 100% certain what was going on there, but 9-all. Lisa's done well here. She was 9-5 down, and she's just managed to get 4 points in a row, and hasn't really moved off that tee. She's just like you guys said before, she's really just going to be working Andrea here.
I think that's her experience. She's been she came off the tour for a while. Now she's coming back, but that experience she had before she left is showing through. Andrea's just a bit young, so that comeback and I think getting up on that tee is just going to keep happening.
Yeah. And when those tough points come as well, right, that's where the experience we'll hopefully see from Lisa today. She'll be able to work through those points a little bit more and potentially just not rush it as much. She'll keep going, actually, I can put another shot in here.
I think it's tough with Lisa at the moment as well because she had a break all the time off the tour, so her ranking dropped a little bit. So now she's just an underdog in the draws that no one wants to get first or second round because she's so strong. Even though her ranking isn't back up where it was just yet, but it won't take her long, I don't think.
Yeah, no, yesterday she had a mammoth battle against Amanda Landers-Murphy. Top seed Amanda had taken a win 2 weeks ago in North Shore, and an awesome 5-setter against Megan Craig. So for Lisa to take that out, I think Lisa only got to first round of the North Shore tournament. So
knocked out by another Aussie.
I think you're talking about was it Christine Nunn that knocked her out?
Christine, yeah. Definitely wasn't me. So.
So 10-9, first game ball here for Andrea. She'll be wanting to look to convert this quickly and move into that second game.
Both their lengths falling a bit short.
And there we go, the first game to Andrea Lee of Malaysia here in the first women's semi-final.
I was going to say, can we speak? Yeah, does that turn off now?
Yeah, so he turns it off.
It's match to Alan Klein. He hangs in there to win this first New Zealand title.
Yeah, the home ground support is invaluable, to be honest. Everyone there is behind you, they're backing you, they want you to win, and to play at home it's perfect. You always see local players do well in their home environment.
To the sponsors and organisers of this event, it's for me to come home and play a PSA tournament at my home club. It's very special to me. To all the billets that hosted the players. Once again, when I said when I'm overseas and accommodation is you have to find your own accommodation, it's a real nightmare sometimes. So I'm sure all the players appreciate it, and I certainly appreciate my billet. She was okay this weekend.
Welcome back everyone to the Fitzherbert Rowe Lawyers New Zealand International Classic 2017 here at Inspire Net Squash Gym in Palmerston North. We're here in the first women's semi-final and the first women's semi-final between Lisa Aitken of Scotland and Andrea Lee of Malaysia. Andrea claimed the first game 11-9 there. I'm here with Sam Foyle and Jess Turnbull. Girls, what do you think Andrea did quite well in that first game? What do you think we might see from Lisa moving into this next game to try and get back into the match?
I think it really comes down to length in this match. The length kind of dropped off a little bit halfway through that game. Started hitting the service box when it really needs to be. Whoever pushes it right back first sets up the rally to then attack from there. And I think Andrea in the first one just stuck with it, retrieved everything. And set up the rallies slightly better than Lisa did, so just got in front by the end of the game.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's quite key. You know, we were saying about half-court length, Andrea was able to maintain those rallies and then just push it just short of Lisa. Like you say, not a lot was coming right to the back of the court there. Jess, you didn't play on this court yesterday, but you've played here a few times. These girls, what do they need to be doing on this court? It's slightly different to the other ones that are out there. What's quite unique about this court that, the girls should be trying to play?
I think I like to say it's pretty different to the ones at home. The walls and that are a little bit smoother and a little bit more slippery, and they skid a fair bit. So that boasting and the drives that hit that back wall and hit the side wall, within that back quarter are just the perfect type of shots, because as soon as they hit that side wall, they're going to die on the cold floors, and that's what you want to do. We've got to see more length from both of the girls to make this a bit of that's a great boast.
Yeah, and a great shot from Andrea there. She just managed to get that boast, and just that slightly lower tin. If that was 19-inch, she would have hit the top of it. But she's just managing to play that and move that ball. But I mean, then we see a shot like that from Lisa. Andrea set up quite a loose one, and Lisa's just coming in, attacking it, and it's just dying. I think it was mentioned yesterday with this shot. And again, two loose shots from Andrea, and she can't really be afford to be doing that at this stage, right? We're in the second game. She's one game up, but start of the rally, she wants to build that momentum.
And not against someone like Lisa as well, whose racket skills, she can put those shots away just like she did in those last 4 points. She's got the skills to be able to do that.
So I think
just hit the good length there and died in the back corner.
Yeah, just lost her balance there, but I mean I think you're right there, Sam. She hit that perfect length, hit the back of the corner, and there's nothing Lisa can do with that. She's just got to take the point and move on now.
Good shot.
6-4, so I mean quite a similar game to the first one that we saw. We're having about 5 or 6 shots, then the girls are going for those points and trying to win it. Not a lot of building the rallies, as I say that, and they have a long rally.
Yeah. A lot of contact happening, but I mean the refs are controlling the game fairly well, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and it's quite interesting to watch Lisa's movement there, right? She's trying to come forward and attack that ball, and I don't think it's quite going where she's expecting.
No, I think Lisa's trying to hit the ball a little bit too hard. Looking at this game, I think she's coming out and attacking it, but really focusing on the pace instead of where it's going. I think as soon as she gets that length back, she'll get back in front. But as she just did then, wasn't the tightest shot, but it got back. That's what she needs to do. So hopefully she can get the length back, and we'll see some longer rallies.
Yeah. This is a great rally from both players. Yeah, and an excellent finish from Lisa there. She just worked Andrea around that court and then just threw that short drop in at the end there.
I think it's quite a different game to. Lisa's got a great boast like that. I think it's quite a different game to Lisa and Amanda's yesterday as well, because that was high pace, high intensity. Both of them pushing the other person right back before either of them will go short. Whereas this game seems to be a bit more mixed pace, both of them going for a little bit more shots. And mixing up the pace a little bit more, I think, than that match yesterday, perhaps.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, Andrea's just taken that pace off a little bit more, which... Yeah, another great shot from Lisa there.
9-7.
And taking that pace off, potentially Lisa might be struggling with it a little bit. She's not, yesterday her and Amanda could feed quite well off quite a high pace, but today, she's not able to potentially just push that shot into that front of that court as much as what she was yesterday. And great pick up from Andrea there.
Strike to Aitken.
Yeah, and just a simple stroke there, she's hit the ball. It's not even worth the call.
Well weighted by Lisa. Well weighted.
I think Lisa just got about 6 points in a row, was it?
Yeah, I think we're at game ball now for Lisa.
It's also interesting that this is the second match in a row Lisa's played another left-hander. So it's two left-handers in this one, and then against Amanda yesterday as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Not happened too often.
Yeah, no, it's not often you see the left-handers out there, and to draw them both in a in a tournament. And also something Lisa would need to be adjusting to. The lefty's playing a little bit different to the right-hander. Usually, it's the left-hander's advantage sometimes, but she's going to have to work against herself effectively.
Yep.
So 9-10 now. Big point here. Lisa looking to win the game, and Andrea will just be trying to level the score and try to claim the second one and go 2-love up.
Good length. It all comes from length. Either one of them get good length and then hit that short shot, they've got to win the point.
Yeah. And that was a brilliant drop from Andrea, and she did well to keep attacking that shot and just actually hang in that rally because she didn't do anything wrong there. And I think that was key, it was nothing wrong, it was just, she just managed to work Lisa just out of position there.
It's also interesting, Andrea's mixing up the serve as well. I've noticed a few times now she's done a body serve and down the middle as well and aiming for that nick. And I think that's a really good approach to take because not many people actually utilise that to what it can be, what it can be utilised for.
Yeah, and an unfortunate error from there for Andrea there, pressure, just maybe she's just that little bit of inexperience coming in or just trying to finish it.
I'm not sure it's an experience. I mean, not that shot anyway. I think she's really desperate to win this game. So, I mean, I would do the same thing. You want that to be a winner and to go for a little bit too much and clips the top of the tin. Heartbreaking, but
and a great pick up there from Andrea.
Yeah, fantastic. That's what you wanted there before.
Yeah.
Good shot. Good rally.
And out 11-4.
Just sending Lisa slightly the wrong way there, and she was just not quite able to recover and get Andrea back into this game.
It's been a good quality match so far though. Good quality squash between the two of them.
Yeah, both playing quite attacking here, and as we've said, mixing out their...
Straight to Aitken.
Lucky time for a stroke.
And out 12-11. Game ball.
That's better, mate.
and great length there. And there we see Lisa takes the second game, levels the game score at 1-1 here in the first women's semi-final.
I look at microphones off. Oh, yeah, maybe.
Welcome back everyone to the Fitzherbert Row Lawyers New Zealand International Classic for 2017 here at the Inspire Net Squash Gym in Palmerston North. We're here in our first women's semi-final between Lisa Aitken of Scotland and Andrea Lee of Malaysia. Lisa just claiming that second game there to level the game score at 1-1. I'm here with Sam Foyle and Jess Turnbull. Girls, what do you think Lisa did well in that game to get herself back into levelling up the game score there?
I think she just, for the first time, I think she was a little bit rusty, that length wasn't long enough, but towards the end, she, slowed down the pace a bit, focused on getting her length back, and everything comes from that. As soon as she got her length, happy days. That's all you gotta do. Yeah, she's playing with a Grays racket. Woohoo! Good team.
Jess getting a quick plug for a sponsor in there.
Yeah, quick. They're an Australian company, so Andrew's playing with an Australian brand. That's pretty exciting for me.
So sorry, going back to how Lisa won that first game. You said she looked a little bit rusty in that first game, or in the first part of that, and then what was she doing quite well in the second part, sorry?
Her length, she slowed it down a little bit. I mean, her forte is hitting that hard, hitting it early, and I think she just stepped back and focused on getting her length in that back quarter, and as soon as she did that, her front options opened up, and that's what she wants. That's where she plays well, and all of a sudden she had that opportunity and away she went.
Yeah, and I mean, I think we just were talking in the previous game about how she fed off Amanda yesterday, and they both played quite a hard hitting game, and I think you're quite right there, she needs to take that pace and really just match Andrea's pace today. She needs to feed off the slightly slower game, work it a little bit longer, and just, really push Andrea out of position. I mean, they're both here moving back and forth, playing down their backhand in this case. As we mentioned, two lefties, slightly different style of play. Sam, what do we normally see from the lefties when they play a right-hander that's slightly different about their game?
I guess it depends. Everyone's different, but I mean, it's pretty traditional that you aim for people's backhands traditionally.
Yeah.
Which means then that for a lefty, their backhand is a right-hander's forehand, so you kind of have that contrast of strengths there.
Change of mindset as well, right? To think I've got to start hitting this to the other side now to put the pressure on their backhand rather than actually staying up on your backhand sometimes, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, usually we spend so long practicing or training and aiming for the right-hander's backhand that you've got to turn all that around then when you're playing a left-hander and reverse it. But some people are stronger than others at swapping around game plans like that. But there's always a bit of adapting during the match to make it work.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, both these players are doing well here. They're playing down their backhand, and it's going to be an interesting call.
There seems to be a little bit of traffic issues around the tee, I think. A little bit of contact happening as either of them moving in and out of the ball.
Yeah, and I mean, it's been a relatively clean match up until now. We haven't seen a lot of calls from either player. I mean, they've both been moving through to the ball. They've both been playing really nicely. Do you think it might be just a little bit of fatigue that's setting in for the players right now?
Oh, I think they're probably just a bit, this is my shot, so...
That's good improvisation there from Lisa.
Just
People like that.
maybe both players just actually trying to see where the refs are at, see what they can try and get away with a little bit further here in this third game now.
Maybe. I don't know. It always depends what's going through each other's head, but I think, maybe they're getting a little bit tired, but I think most of the lets are being called on that backhand side, moving in and out of the ball, whether they're a little bit concerned of the safety where the swing's going, and that's a bit of an interesting call.
Yeah, stroke there. Just Lisa just not quite clearing that ball, and I think probably a bit of an access issue there for Andrea to be able to come through and play.
For sure. I mean, you got to get out of the way. Simple.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're going to play that drop shot, you've got to be knowing where you're going to be moving out and what area to move off the court to move to next. So always a risky shot, but sometimes it comes off, sometimes it doesn't.
Eileen.
Both of these girls move really well as well. They do actually get a lot of ball back, and they can cover the court really well. So put them together, and maybe a bit of traffic issues along the way.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've seen them go through play shots. You know, they've tried to play the ball early, realised they can't get to it, and then they're moving on and going back and playing that ball further back as well. So yeah, it's nice to see such a clean game from both players. Yeah. 8-4 now. So Lisa's got quite a good lead here in this third game. I think we were just mentioning in the break, Lisa unseeded for this event, and Andrea is actually the only top 4 seed to have made it through to the semi-finals. Unfortunately, I'm sitting with the second and third seeds. Well, not unfortunate.
Thank you for bringing that up.
So, you know,
Yes, Nate.
yeah, I mean, I think a slightly different movement there from Lisa. You know, she was trying to clear, and the referee's probably just saying Andrew could have got around that a little bit more. Yeah, as we were just saying, you know, if Lisa manages to take the win, and we don't want to be the commentator's curse right now, then we would see no seeded players in the top part of in the final tomorrow. So this is going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, I think, as I said in the break, I mean, being a seeded player sucks that I lost, but I'll take it. And I think it doesn't happen very often that seeded players don't make it up into the finals, semi-finals, things like that. So it's actually quite good to see in the depth of the game, and that's a fantastic get.
Oh, and a brilliant rally there.
Excellent, great rally.
Yeah.
9-4.
I think Lisa's really starting to apply pressure a little bit more now, and it's showing in the lead that she's got, a couple of points lead.
Yeah, I mean 9-4 now, and she really Andrea was just under the pump there. She was absolutely battling for everything. And then we see that return of serve, you know, she's just trying to go for that shot.
Yes, Nate. 9-4.
I mean, we've got an interesting angle on that shot. We're sitting in the back right corner here, so can't quite see what the referees were saying out top there, but obviously believe Lisa had a little bit of room, and
Another good boast from Lisa.
just above the top of that tin. She has, her last 3-4 shots, I think, have just sat above that top of the tin, and Andrea's, they're dying, and she's just not able to get there.
Tries to return it.
And there we see Lisa takes a 2-1 lead here in the first women's semi-final. Welcome back everyone to the Fitzho Herbert Rowe Lawyers New Zealand International Classic for 2017 here at Inspire Net Squash Gym in Palmerston North. We're here in our first women's semi-final between Lisa Aitken of Scotland and Andrea Lee of Malaysia. I'm joined by Sam Foyle and Jess Turnbull. We see Lisa's taken a 2-1 lead here, and she took that third game quite convincingly. Sam, what do you think she did quite well there in that game?
I think she just started to apply the pressure a little bit more. She looks like she kind of settled down. Not sure if she had a nervy start or not, I'm not sure, but she settled down, found a length, and then started to apply the pressure from there, and she made a break for it in the game and ended up winning quite convincingly.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned it in the break, Jess, that Lisa was just probably going that extra one shot in that game.
Yeah, for sure. So I think.
I see that.
Oh, what's going on here?
I see we don't want crowding on the court face to take them. I think that's real safe.
Oh,
And
I think Andrea might be saying Lisa is crowding a little bit.
I think that was maybe for the little bit of contact where she pushed her out of the way, but
Yeah.
it's her shot. She's got to take the space, and I mean she's been getting lets and
Yeah.
I don't think it's anything unreasonable. I don't think there's any unreasonable contact.
no, it wasn't violent, wasn't dangerous. I think I'm not sure, are they playing a let or
I don't think that
No, I think Lisa's got the point.
We'll call it as we see it.
I think they're just probably just the most pushing I think we've seen in this match so far. So I think the referee is probably just giving them a little bit of a warning. I think Andrea just saying, can you see what she's doing? She's just pushing a little bit, probably not feeling comfortable with it. But I mean, I think you said it pretty well, Jess. You know, Lisa's got the right to go through, play that shot, and she's doing everything in her power to go through.
That's it. I mean, as I said, it's not violent. She's not trying to hurt the other person. So I think, as I said, she's got every right to go through, and that's her shot. So she has every right to take her space, just like Andrea would if she was to hit that ball. To give Lisa a little push to get out of the way. So I think Lisa just has the experience and went, you know what, I'm going to do it because that's what I want to do right now. So.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, she's 2-1 up, so you know she'll want to be keeping her momentum going. As we see, you know, she's just managed to stay that little bit longer in these rallies now, play that extra one shot.
Proving she could get through there.
Yeah, she got through there and was just a little bit of crowding there and a little bit of access to that ball. I think referee's just calling a let there.
That's what they've been asking for, though. I mean, being at tournaments for a while now, you know what they ask you to do. They ask you to prove that you can go to the ball, and I think that's just what Lisa's doing. It's like, I can get there, but she was in my way, so gotta do it. If that's what they've asked of you, then they got to expect it to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, good on her.
Yeah, definitely, and you know she got through there, and you know the referees have given her the chance to redo it. 4-1 now, so nice lead for Lisa here in this fourth game.
a couple of errors starting to come out of Andrea's racket now.
Yeah, I mean, what do we think Andrea needs to do here to just get herself back into this game and just kind of settle her nerves a little bit? She's looking a little bit rushed, a little bit edgy with some of her shot selection. What do you think she needs to start to do, Sam?
I think for any of the shots that she is going forward, just have a bit more of a buffer zone. So instead of cutting them so fine where the errors are starting to creep in, a bit more of a buffer zone and being a bit more patient, even if it hurts.
Yeah, just trying to push that extra one or two shots in there, right? Rather than, yeah, it's good to try and find that winning shot, but she seems to just, as we said, find a lot of those errors at the moment, find the top of the tin. Lisa. Awesome volley there from Lisa, and she just above the top of the tin, it just dropped dead, and Andrea's just not quite got that movement in her legs to get up there and get it at the moment.
I'm not sure anyone has that kind of movement. It's pretty short. That is a great shot.
Yeah, Lisa's held that well and just flicked that across court. So beautiful shot there. So I think we're at 6-1, 7-1 now.
7-1, I think. Pretty convincing so far, so trying not to jinx it, but it's looking pretty one-sided at the moment anyway.
Oh, it's going to be an interesting call from the refs here. Yes,
Sorry?
yeah,
I
no.
was just saying, it's also a tough spot to be in, 2 games to 1 up and then 7-1, because you don't want your thoughts to start getting ahead of yourself. You still need to focus on what you're trying to do in each rally and what you need to do in your game plan. And it is tough to kind of stay focused on that and not to think ahead.
And I mean, especially when we see Andrea starting to do that, she's doing a lot of great picking up, getting that ball and just really getting there. And there's that unforced error and that attention we were just talking about. So 2-7 now. So I mean, still a comfortable lead for Lisa.
Good touch from both girls there.
Really just playing with that front. Yes, let there. I think both girls were just a little bit frustrated there. Andrea feeling almost looked like she was going, she couldn't get out of the way, and Lisa going, she couldn't get in. So probably a little bit of traffic. But there we see a great shot from Andrea. She's just sitting above the top of that tin, that forehand corner.
What do you move again?
Do not envy the referees.
No.
Getting out of the way very quickly, so don't envy trying to figure out which ones to call lets and strokes on.
Always a tough job for our referees up the top there. I mean, we're using the 3-ref system today.
Big error.
And that's, I mean, 3 errors from a row from Lisa there. And I think that's what we were just talking about, Sam. She's got to make sure she doesn't lose that concentration.
I really hope I didn't jinx it.
Lisa will watch this back and she might have a few choice words to say to you tomorrow.
But then again, it's all credit to Andrea as well. She's hanging in there. She's being patient. She's being patient playing the basic game that you need to play, so she is hanging in there and doing what she needs to do.
Yeah, and I mean, I think we talked about it before. We saw Lisa was building those rallies, taking those extra shots, but maybe now at 7-1 up, she's going, I'll just try and finish it a little bit earlier, rather than throwing that extra shot.
Or just do that shot.
Yeah. I mean, a beautiful shot there. That ball just dying. And I mean, Lisa's shown that a couple of times, well, more than a couple of times throughout this match. When Andrea set it up loose, she's just attacked it and she's not given any sympathy for it.
Few too many errors from Lisa.
It's always a tense time in the game when it's getting to this kind of point.
You've got to reel in your mental strength and just kind of go, it's not over yet, so hang in there.
Great flick by Andrea there, and Lisa's done well to kind of settle it back up and just build the rally again.
Lisa has such a strong boast as well. Like, she turns that defensive boast into an attacking shot somehow, especially with that low 10, and it's so effective.
Yeah, and that's really a key, I mean, on the slightly higher tin, that boast is a much more defensive shot, but Lisa's actually using it as an attacking shot. And a great pick up there, Andrea sent her the wrong way. That's 7-8. I mean, Lisa had, I think it was 7-1 at one point. So, we've seen a few errors from her creep in, and there's that length we talked about earlier. She's really just flicked it down, and it's just died, and Andrea's just not able to get under it.
There's that contact again in that same spot, coming in out of the backhand corner.
Yeah, and that's where we'd see most of these lets called. You know, I think the refs will go back and have a look at this tomorrow and go, actually, that's been the problem area. Interesting both shot there. Yeah, and
Conduct warning for racket.
Just racket.
10, 7, match ball.
I mean, Andrea's frustrated there. She knew before the refs had even said anything what the call was going to be.
Yeah, I can see her frustration. I mean, it may seem to her like she's getting pushed in, so she can't move. But as I said before, it's Lisa's shot, so
Yeah.
it's not up to her. So
No.
She's got every right to move in the way she wants. So
Probably very frustrating as well. You know, she's played such a controlled, calm game up until that stage, and then just that one error.
9, 10.
9-10. You can see Lisa's coach, Kylie Lindsay, sitting in the corner there. She's a little bit stressed out here with this. Oh,
that's very
Strike 10 all.
10 all now. Just a bit unfortunate for Lisa there. She had a strong lead, and now 10 all. Really, I mean, as I said, anything could happen.
Oh no.
Oh no. It hit her.
Whether it was before or at the same time, she called the let.
Let's see what the rest of
That's a pretty interesting situation, that one.
Yeah.
10 all.
I think the debate will be whether she called the let before it hit her foot. I think that'd be where the question would be.
Yes. It's interesting though, because I mean, as I said before, I'm not a referee, I've got no idea, but I probably would have said if it hits her foot, she probably wasn't in the best position to hit the ball, so would she have been able to hit it? That's the question. But obviously got their reasons for calling it.
And unfortunate for Lisa there. 11-10 now. Andrea looking to level the game score here with this rally.
Oh, that's that loose cross court again. She's
That serve is working quite well for Andrea, I think. The variances in the serve.
Lisa's under some real pressure here.
she's recovered.
And there we see it. Andrea claims the fourth game, 12-10. Levels the game score 2 here in the first women's semi-final.
It's match to Alan Klein. He hangs in there to win this first New Zealand title.
Yeah, the home crowd support is invaluable, to be honest. You know, everyone there is behind you, they're backing you, they want you to win, and to play at home it's perfect. You know, you always see local players do well in their home environment.
To the sponsors and organisers of this event, it's you know, for me to come home and play a PSA tournament at my home club, it's very special to me. It's all the billets that hosted the players. Like once again, when I said when I'm overseas and accommodation is, you have to find your own accommodation. It's a real nightmare sometimes. So I'm sure all the players appreciate it, and I certainly appreciate my billet. She was okay this weekend.
Welcome back everyone to the Fitzherbert Rowe Lawyers New Zealand International Classic for 2017 here at the Inspire Net Squash Gym in Palmerston North. We're here in our first women's semi-final between Andrea Lee of Malaysia and Lisa Aitken of Scotland. Lisa had a comfortable lead there in that fourth game, 7-1 up I think she was at one stage. Andrea's battled hard, come back to this fourth game, and yeah, we're now in the fifth. Sam and Jess, I mean, what do you think Lisa stopped doing? What do you think Andrea started doing in that fourth game there to get, slip Lisa to lose that quite significant lead, but Andrea to also come back in that game?
I know Andrea just seemed to hang in there, and she grinded it out essentially. Lisa made just a couple of errors and started to send some balls down the middle, unfortunately, which got her into a bit of trouble. I think in this game, Lisa's really got to think about going back to basics, going back to straight, going back to length, and then going back to straight drops, and back to that basic game that works.
Yeah, and I mean, I think you pointed out pretty well there, Andrea really she never gave up. At 7-1, quite easy to give up and go, oh wow, I can't get this game now. She battled quite hard and made Lisa just force those errors. And I think that you're quite right there. Lisa just maybe missed a shot or two where she could have gone long. Would you agree with that, Jess?
Yeah, no, I think length, as in all of the games, length is really, really important on the score. And I think Lisa lost her length and then I think panicked a little bit and tried to cross court a few too many times, went down the middle and just gave Andrea too many opportunities. So that'll do it to you. If you put it in the middle, you're going to get punished for it. So.
Yeah. And I think, we were just talking about it in the break, there's a little bit of traffic just happening in this back right corner here. Both players just struggling to get around each other a little bit. The rest of the court's relatively clean. They can get in, they can get out, but just seem to be struggling going up and down that backhand a little bit. So we're seeing a little bit more stoppages happening there as the players are asking for the lets. But so far, they've managed to get through and play most shots. 3-3 now.
It has also been a pretty physically taxing game. Like they're both doing a bit of work, but they're both still looking pretty strong and still getting some ball back. So I think it shows the level of fitness and strength that these girls have as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Lisa yesterday, she played. All the women played 2 games yesterday. She had a 3-love win first thing in the morning, but then she had a win in 5 against Amanda. So, it's always tough to have to back up with a 5-setter 2 days in a row. Andrea, unfortunate shot there for Lisa. Andrea's had 2 wins in 3 so far, so she may be feeling a little bit fresher, but then take nothing away from Lisa when she does a great shot like that.
Yeah, talk about it backing up. I mean, if you can just hit the ball like that, why not? You don't even need to feel good, just the next.
Yeah. So 4-all now.
Great shot.
6-4, 5-4?
6-4.
6-4 now.
Bit of emotion from there from Lisa as well. I think she's pretty pumped for this match.
Yeah, and she's going to want to keep that momentum now. She's just going to want to break Andrea's rhythm up a little bit. Really just, there we see a little bit of a higher serve, higher shot, and
Great shot from Andrea.
yeah, and that drop just sitting above that turn and just dying. There's not a lot Lisa could do, and unfortunately she just wasn't there to get it.
That body serve is a great shot. Andrew's using that body serve really well to set up the rally because she's hitting it right at Lisa, and Lisa's spraying it back in the middle, and then it's setting up the rally perfectly for Andrea. So she has used that effectively a couple of times.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we look at, and the rest will be looking for the players to get out of the way, and in that, Andrea is forcing forcing Lisa to the side of the court, and then she's just opening it up for herself. So, like you say, very effective shot. Not one we see very often on the tour, but one which is proving to work here today for Andrea.
Tight rally down the backhand side.
No let. Stand out. 7-all.
7-all now, and I mean, I think that's a fair call from the referees there. You know, that ball was nice and tight up the wall, and they want to. Lisa and Andrea have been showing all match they can go and get those balls, and I think they just wanted to see Lisa a little bit more effort to go and get it.
That's the second time he's done that this match.
Stand out.
I'm not sure I'd put it anywhere near that forehand volley, because no matter where it is, it's just, yep, you're not getting this back.
And Lisa manages to contort herself quite well to get around those shots, you know.
Then follows it up with something a little bit loose, yeah. And you can see Lisa there signalling to herself, just settle and don't panic. I think that's very important at this stage in a five-setter especially. So I think both players need to settle down, make sure they don't panic too hard and go back to simple squash.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that's the key right now. They just need to try and build those rallies.
No let. No let.
Yeah, so a no let there for Lisa, and a conduct warning for her as well. I mean, the referee's obviously feeling there's just a little bit too much pushing there from Lisa. It wasn't really necessary. Obviously, I think we've seen a bit of motion towards her, Andrea. Probably just talking about her movement out of there would be what I would be. Oh, sorry, would be what I'd be guessing there. So 9-8 now. It's going to be a big rally from both girls, I think.
Not much in this game.
Yeah.
All that.
I think Lisa's just trying to show that she can get to the ball, but it's kind of working for and against her as well.
After 2 no-lets, I'm not sure I'd risk calling another one when it's realistically she probably could have hit that, maybe not as comfortable as she would like to, but at 9-8 I'm not sure I would risk another no-let.
Oh, and then but follows up with a great shot like that. So yeah, I mean, you're quite right there, Jess. You know, is it worth risking it at that stage, or could she have put it away and then put the pressure back onto Andrea? I mean, we don't know now. She's called the shot, but so 9-all here in the 5th.
Few stoppages happening here again on that backhand side. I think it's a pressure release. Neither of them want to risk it. I think as soon as one of them probably doesn't call a let and hits it, it'll be a big surprise and it'll probably win the point. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next couple of rallies.
Both players having a big conversation with the refs.
9-4.
These are crucial parts in the match now, where the referees have to be strong and really know what they're looking for from both players and keep that consistency that they've had throughout the match.
And it's right about now that adrenaline starts to really run high, and both players will be feeling the pressure of the match, and so that always makes it a bit more intense as well.
9-4.
And again, I mean, Lisa probably could have taken that extra step and thrown that boast in there. You know, she's shown such an attacking boast throughout this whole match. And there we see it. You know, Andrea throws that attacking boast in, and Lisa just not able to push forward and get it. First match ball for Andrea. Everyone's sitting on the edge of their seats here, downstairs in the commentary box.
Loose post, but covered well.
That was a great rally from both girls. Andrea thinking she got to that ball, but the referee's believing not. So 10-all now in the fifth. So exciting fifth setter.
No fear from both girls here. Not risking anything. You can see from both.
Oh, here we go. Big call from the referees here.
Massive call from the referees.
So the referee's obviously believing that Andrea's ball hit the top of the tin there.
They've got the call right now. Not up. That's good. Got the down now.
Match ball.
Intense finish to this match.
Yeah, and I mean they were really just playing with that tin there, and those were very, very short shots. So big call there. The referee's obviously feeling confident. Oh, and that's such a tight shot from Lisa. Just sitting up above the court and staying in. And there we have it. Lisa Aitken came to the first semi-final of the Fitzherbert Rowe Lawyers New Zealand International Classic for 2017 here at Inspire Nets Washington at Palmerston North.